Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Daytona International Speedway, where we are getting set for qualifying. Now, these drivers are going to be qualifying for the first points Oreo Truck Series race of Season 3, the National Guard 200. And right now, for this, we're going to end up having it split up into two groups. This first group consisting of 24 trucks, the other group consisting of 23, since we had a total of 47 drivers who have to try and qualify their way into the race. Into the National Guard 200. Now, this is how the rules are going to go for this. This first group is going to have the 24 cars, as we mentioned. Now, there are 35 drivers who are locked into the National Guard 200 already. These drivers are trying to get those remaining 7 spots. So, in Group 1, the top 4 in this group right here that you see on your screen will transfer in. In Group 2, the top 3 will transfer in, and that will fill in the remaining 7 spots. The command to fire the engines has been given, and these 24 drivers will get ready to roll off for 2 pace laps. And while they complete those pace laps, we're going to show you the 24 drivers here in Group 1, as we will show you the National Guard 200 qualifying race starting lineup. As you noticed, every one of these drivers, rookies this season, so it would obviously be every one of these rookies' dream to be able to be in the National Guard 200, the first race of the season, but the green flag is out, and we got 10 laps to find out what 4 drivers are going to transfer their way into the National Guard 200 at Daytona. James Quall leads the way. Oh, we got trouble already! Oh, that's Joe Davis upside down. Joe Davis flipped over after contact back there, and the caution is obviously out. James Quall's going to take a huge lead. There is Tim Walsh. Jacob Cook is there. John Dawson. Dylan Ruiz. There's Kyle Smith. Heavy damage to Pichu London. Joe Davis we saw flipping over on his side. There's the 62 car of Savannah Turner, with smoke pouring out of her car. There's the 29 down there. Don't know if 29 had damage or not, as James Qualls is going to lead them down to the caution flag. Let's check on the 29 of Jessica Miller. Yeah, she's slowing too, and looks like she's coming down pit road. There were a lot of trucks involved in this. Let's see what happened. It looks like the initial contact happens between the 36 of Kyle Smith and the 67 of Joe Davis. I think maybe the 78 of Aaron Reed right there. Yep, he gets into Kyle Smith, sends Smith down into the 67. And then back up the racetrack they come. Look at the 67 car go flipping over onto its side, and somehow it did land on all 4 wheels again, I think. Right there. There you see down there Tim Walsh. He slides down into Lewis Gordon. Comes up and gets hard hit right there into the 67, who flips back over again. Down there, Savannah Turner nailed Kyle Smith. That's how she got their damage. Look at Jeff Brakeman just trying to make his way through. There you see the 03 of Jacob Cook getting involved. Pichu London's going to get involved right there. Connor Breton does a good job getting around on the high side, as does Caleb Barnes, but we are under the caution flag for the first time today. Alright, so we're about to go back under the green flag in just a moment. Drivers that have retired are Kyle Smith, Joe Davis. Dylan Ruiz is 2 laps down in the 50 car for some reason. Don't know if he got a piece of that or not. Savannah Turner's involved and out of the race, so is Pichu London, Jacob Cook, Tim Walsh, and also John Dawson in the 54. Here's the way they line up for the restart. James Qualls leads. William Duncan is in second. Aaron Reed third. Fourth is Lewis Gordon, and Andrew Waltrip is in fifth. Lewis Gordon, if the race ended now, would be the last driver to transfer into the National Guard 200. Alexander Dawson runs in sixth. Seventh is Mike Dawson. John Acosta runs in eighth. Ninth is Ryan Acosta. Bill Raymond in 10th. 11th is Justin Johnson. Or actually, I think that's Josh Johnson. Can't remember. I'll get to that. Jeff Brakeman runs in 12th. 13th is Trey Campbell. Connor Breton is 14th. 15th is Caleb Barnes. Jessica Miller is 16th. And 2 laps down in 19th is where we find Dylan Ruiz. Still uncertain whether or not he got a piece of that wreck or not. I don't really think he did. But I didn't see him involved. But he may have gotten some contact in there. There was a bit of smoke and everything, so couldn't really see. Anyway, we'll go back to green flag race on lap 6 of 10. Remember, 4 drivers transfer in, and James Qualls right now on a good run in order to be able to get himself into the National Guard 200 at Daytona. But there's a few drivers that would like to break their way into that top 4. Aaron Reed all over the back bumper of William Duncan. That's a little tight there. They're actually pushing each other. Ooh, that was close. William Duncan and James Qualls almost went up and got the outside wall there. And looks like they may go 3 wide for the lead. Lewis Gordon trying to get a run. No, cannot do it. And Aaron Reed's going to go down to the inside line and take the top spot. Ooh. Josh Johnson back there in the 99 almost got turned. But we are still green. And look at them racing for position. My goodness, here comes Lewis Gordon to the inside in the 23. This is good, hard racing, but it's also clean racing. And now here comes Mike Dawson down to the inside in the 56. Ryan Acosta right there. Bill Raymond is there. William Duncan's gotten back to the inside lines. They continue to race off here onto the back straightaway. Oh boy, things getting a little tight here. Oh no, they're going to go 4 wide. Oh, this is not good. This is so not good. Can they settle it out? Oh, no, they can't. Oh, Connor Breton, he turns, so John Acosta. Caution will wave. And I think this is a race to the line. Let's see who wins out here. Ooh. Trey Campbell and Lewis Gordon. I think those 2 are going to transfer in along with William Duncan and Mike Dawson. Because the caution is out. Oh, James Qualls, the pole sitter, was involved. Andrew Waltrip looks like he may have gotten some of it. And I think that John Acosta was the guy that got turned. We may get back to a restart, but I don't know. Let's see why we're under the caution. Now, there were 4 wide there for a moment. Watch right there. Oh, Ryan Acosta almost got turned by Andrew Waltrip. Saved that car. That was a good job. Connor Breton, though, he just went below the yellow line, tried to come back up and couldn't. Gets into the John Acosta machine and right down into James Qualls. Nowhere for him to go. And Jeff Brakeman and Andrew Waltrip got into each other further up here. And 99 of Josh Johnson got into the 08 as well, and Brakeman pounds the wall one more time. Okay, so I think we're going to end up finishing this race under caution. Let's go find out. Okay, so what it looks like is that there are 4 drivers that are going to transfer their way in, and they are as follows. Mike Dawson, William Duncan, Trey Campbell, and Lewis Gordon are going to be the 4 that will transfer their way into the National Guard 200. Drivers that just barely missed. Bill Raymond finishing 5th. Ryan Acosta finishing 6th. 7th, Alex Dawson. Connor Breton in 8th. 9th was Caleb Barnes. And Aaron Reed in 10th. Show you where the rest of everybody else finished. Josh Johnson in 11th. 12th, Jeff Brakeman. John Acosta 13th. Dylan Ruiz 17th, 2 laps down. Then you got Andrew Waltrip 14th and 15th was Jessica Miller. So Mike Dawson in that number 56, going to be the first one to cross the stripe, and he will transfer his way into the National Guard 200 along with William Duncan, Trey Campbell, and Lewis Gordon. Mike Dawson wins the first qualifying race for the National Guard 200 at Daytona as he takes the checkered flag. Great run for Mike Dawson, and let's take a look at the finishing order. Pretty much I went down through all the drivers that were on the racetrack. James Qualls, the pole sitter, had to retire due to the damage he had sustained from that last wreck. Finishes 16th. Rest of the drivers that retired from the race, 18th down through 24th, were Kyle Smith, Joe Davis, Savannah Turner, Pichu London, Jacob Cook, Tim Walsh, and John Dawson. Hope you'll tune in for qualifying race number 2 as we are trying to find out what final 3 drivers will get in to the National Guard 200.